Hi, I'm Kat. I'm American and I live in Japan. This video will probably cause problems, but I really need to get it out there. This video is not scripted, not planned out, it's just off the cuff. The reason why is because of the current situation with America. Now, I've been in Japan since 2006, and every time there is any kind of election and I express my elation or sadness at the results of the election, I always get the same response from family members, just strangers online that happen to come across my post. Or recently, I commented on one of Seth Meyers' videos about the election and Trump winning. After writing my comment, I got a lot of positive response to it, but I also got a lot of people saying, America is no longer your country, it's none of your concern, stay in Japan, stay out of America. Really? Or I get, you're not American anymore, don't worry about the election. Or I get, you live in Japan, you should not vote. Really? Seriously? Is this how America is now? That it's so divisive that an American who loves their country but is choosing to live in another country at the moment is no longer American? Really? I'm sorry, I'm as American as they can be. Actually, it embarrasses my Japanese husband sometimes how American I can be. Like I said, this video is not scripted. I'm just really angry about the negativity towards somebody who no longer lives in America, but is still American and has all the rights and privileges of an American. When I was growing up, if somebody says they're American, I was like, yay, America, America the Great, America's a great country, yay. But now living in Japan and seeing it from the outside, I'm beginning to doubt how wonderful America is. Don't get me wrong, I love America. I am so happy that I was born in America, that I was raised in America, that I had all the opportunities I had living in America. But as an American, I also had the opportunity to live somewhere else and still have all the rights and privileges of an American. It is deemed by the federal government. And yes, I can vote. Now, a lot of the arguments for me saying that I can't vote is because I am no longer in America and American president or American politicians don't affect me, that I have no say in who is the next president because I no longer live in America. Whoever is running the country does affect me greatly, and it also affects my children who are also American. They have dual citizenship. Even though they were born in Japan, they are still American. They have a Japanese passport and they have an American passport. They also have a social security number. Even though you don't live in America, you still are an American, and it really hurts me when people say, sorry, I'm getting a little upset about that. It really hurts me, especially when my family members say it. You don't live in America, you're not American. Why is it that as soon as somebody steps out of America, they're no longer American? So when you go on that trip to Mexico or the Caribbean or Spain or UK, you are no longer American. So if you get in trouble, America's like, nope, you're not in America anymore. You're not American. That logic doesn't work because what about all the military personnel that are serving overseas? They're no longer American because they're not on American soil. People will argue, well, they're serving America. Well, yeah, they're serving America, but their address is no longer America, so they don't have the right to vote. If they have children in another country, their children are no longer Americans. Read the law. No matter where you live in the world, unless you renounce your citizenship, you are still American and you still have all the rights and privileges of an American. That includes voting. I mean, what about all the ambassadors that are serving overseas? They're no longer American because their address is not in America. Guess what? I have a physical address in America. I have a physical address here, and I have a physical address in America. So does that still make me not American or American? It's just crazy. What about all the people that are working for companies that require them to live overseas for an extended period of time? They're no longer American. Whoever the president is doesn't affect them. I'm sorry, it does affect me here in Japan who the president is. Now, I am not saying who I'm for or who I'm against. I'm not getting into that. I'm not going to say who's the better president, who's the worst president. I'm not getting into that. I'm just generally stating whoever is the president does affect me here or any other American living outside of America. Because what if the president ruins a relationship with a country? And then that country is like, okay, we no longer want to have ties with America. We're going to kick out all the Americans. We don't want them in our country anymore. That affects us. It also affects us money wise. Believe it or not, even though I live in Japan, I still have to report my income to the IRS. Every year, I print off the forms, sign them, and send them in. And I have to fill out a special form because I have a foreign earned income, but I still have to report it to the IRS, even though I live overseas. I have been here for 18 years, and for 18 years, I have been reporting my income to the IRS. How American is that? Editor Cat here. I totally forgot to mention that if you have a son, he will have to register for the draft. I have a friend here who is American, and her son was born here in Japan, but recently he had to sign up for the draft when he turned 18. So no matter where you are in the world, you are still American. And so the whoever the president is does matter. So personal story here, I have an elderly mother in America. I purchase goods for her to help her with her daily life. Now whoever is in charge of the country will affect the cost of what I have to spend to help my mother. Also, whoever is president will affect my ability to enter the country or not enter the country, especially with my Japanese husband and my half Japanese children. It really does affect people outside of the country, whoever is running America. Yes, I am outside of America. Yes, I am choosing to live in another country, but I have not renounced my citizenship. I am still 100% American, and I have every right to vote. And I have every right to express my happiness or sadness at whoever wins the election. Now, you're going to probably call me a coward for having the comments turned off, but to tell you the truth, I am so tired of the hatred. I am so tired of how divided America is. I've never seen America so divided as I have seen in the last 10 years. Yes, I'm getting a little upset about it because I love my country. And I know people will probably be in the comments or yelling at the screen, well, if you love your country so much, why are you living in Japan? Because I met a wonderful man and I married him. Of course. Logic. I never intended on living outside of America. It just happened. But because it's happened does not mean I'm not American, and it doesn't mean I don't have the right to vote. And it doesn't mean that whoever the president is doesn't affect my life here. It does. It affects it greatly. It affects the money. I mean, I like to go visit America, but if the prices are so exorbitant, then I won't be able to go visit because I won't be able to afford any meals or hotels or shopping or anything because it's too expensive. It affects the money that I send to my mom to help her live. It affects my children's future, whether they can enter the country or not. It affects my husband, who is Japanese, who does not have American citizenship. Is he going to be allowed to enter the country? Now, there are quite a few Americans living outside of the country all over the world, and every single one of them, unless they have renounced their citizenship, they still have all the rights and privileges of an American. Yes, perhaps maybe I am a coward for turning off the comments, but seriously, I can't take the hatred anymore. I cannot take the, you are no longer in America, you're not American. I am American, 100% American, and I love my country. But viewing it from the outside, I'm a little ashamed of it right now. Americans, no matter where you are in the world, you are still American. You still have the right to vote. and you still have the right to be concerned about your country. Thank you for listening.